Hi to everyone, my name is Anfisa and I'm from Belarus. Today in this video I'm going to show you the best shopping malls in Minsk, where I go personally and where I think it's worth going for a tourist. So let's start. Well, many tourists come to Belarus precisely for the post-Soviet atmosphere. So let's start our list of must-see malls in Minsk with the oldest shopping center in Belarus called GUM. It was opened on 5th of November in 1951. By the way, meet my friends Tatiana and Margot. They join our shopping tour today. And of course, GUM immediately surprises with its unusual decor. You can see marble, crystal, interesting windows, wide stairs and luxurious columns. By the way, the opening day of GUM was a city holiday. For post-war people, it was not just a shopping center, but a palace of commerce. There was a festive atmosphere, a doorman stood at the entrance, and all this immediately turned the lobby of the department store into the main meeting place for lovers. It is interesting that in 1976, in the shopping center, goods began to be differentiated by categories: goods for women, for men, for children. And this practice was borrowed from GUM by other shopping centers in the Soviet Union at that time. But if you're a tourist in Belarus, I advise you to pay your attention to linen products, such as shirts, for example. Belarusian linen production is one of the best in the world, and in summer you will be very comfortable in such shirts. By the way, GUM has just recently had a cosmetic renovation, that's why it is even more beautiful today. And from the very beginning, I would like to mention that almost every shopping mall in Minsk works every day without any days off, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Also, you're gonna find at every shopping mall a bank, a supermarket, a pharmacy. So if you're looking for a shopping mall which is very popular among locals, then I would say number one is Green City. It's where we are right now with you. The thing is, there are not so many other shopping malls around, and that's why people love to come here. There are many buildings where normal people live around. That's why basically it's always full. And there is a Zara store here, which is also pretty important for locals. And I would like to show you one of my favorite shopping malls in Minsk called Zamok. You can see behind me. And for you as tourists, probably the best advantage is first of all that you can cover many places, like the biggest flag square in Belarus. It's pretty impressive. Then Palace of Independence, which is also amazing, beautiful building, which you cannot visit, but at least you can take a picture. This is a Palace of Art, it's also impressive. Plus, you can jump on the bus number 1, and literally with this road, you can check the most important places in Minsk. Here you can see also behind me Hop and Hop Belarusian. Also, Zamok is not really crowded shopping mall. Mostly locals come here, and the areas from which they are coming is like very good areas, like Libyaji and Vesnyanka. So it's quite, expensive place to live. So people are very educated and, have nice behavior. And there are not so many tourists. Even there is a Marriott hotel right there and Hotel Victoria from the other side. Also, a big advantage of this shopping mall for any tourist is that on the very first floor there are many banks, exchange offices where you can change your money, because in Belarus we have the national currency Belarusian rubles, and when you come with dollars or euros, obviously you have to change it. You can check in which bank is the best they don't charge any commission, but the best curse. Each of the banks, they have different curse, and it's changing literally every day. When you get in, you can see behind me different kind of banks. This first floor, and also from the other side there are other banks, so you just have to go straight and check in each place the curse, because probably you will change quite a lot. So why not to save? And by the way, here A1 is a place where you can get a SIM card in Belarusian, and probably it costs something like 20 rubles for months. Yeah. And in front there is a huge supermarket called Corona. Yeah, very funny name, but it's really huge. When I was in Europe, I understood that we in Belarus have very big supermarkets, especially in Minsk. Also, you know that in Europe, at many supermarkets, if you want to take such kind of trolley, you have to put inside €1. So they made it that people don't steal it. In Belarus, obviously, there is nothing like that, because no one will steal such kind of stuff. And at Zamok, you can also find ice rink. You can see people have fun a lot here. Also at Zamok there is kind of the best stolovaya, we can say in Russian, in Minsk. It's called Paparati Kvetka, and it works every day from 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. And here you can get very delicious fresh Belarusian food, and if you go a little bit straight you will also find Belvedere, which is more kind of like spicy food, but they operate together. This place is really popular, I should say, especially workers love to come here during lunchtime, because you can literally eat here very good for just 15 rubles. Also famous Belarusian голубцы, it's like a rice with meat together. And this is холодник, it's kind of summer cold soup, very delicious. It's like basically borscht but cold. They always drink it or eat it during summer. And in this shopping mall they do by themselves ice cream, so be sure also to taste it when you're here. And on the second floor you can find different kind of European brands. Also there is this beautiful cafe called Coffee. You can drink really good coffee there. Place called SMS with different kind of expensive brands, European, not Belarusian, only European. Looks pretty amazing. And greetings to Germany. Falke is still here. Also, I want to show you parking. They have it on each floor, and you probably will not believe, but it's actually free of charge completely. You can put your car here for a whole day and it's going to be for free. At other shopping malls it can be for like 2 hours completely for free, and then you have to pay 2 rubles per hour. And another shopping center which is beneficially located near the famous tourist places in Minsk is called Capital City, or in Russian Stolitsa. By the way, it is an underground shopping center, and it is an ideal place to buy a souvenir from Belarus, as practically all the shopping pavilions here are filled with Belarusian goods. It is also where the famous marriage of the president of Belarus is located. By the way, I also had a collaboration with a very popular Indian blogger, Shubham, and he liked this mall a lot. And very close to the shopping center are the Catholic Church of St. Simeon and St. Helen and the main post office of Belarus. And another shopping center that is located right next to the bus station in Minsk is called Galileo. So for those of you who come to Minsk by bus, you can come here right away for a snack from the road. By the way, I come here mainly for the good food, yes, because there is a huge choice of cafes and restaurants here. In the summer, for example, a new Gun Bay was opened, and there is also a restaurant of Belarusian cuisine called Vasiliki, all with a stunning view of the gates of Minsk. There is also a famous food court with cuisines from different countries of the world, concourse, and it is here that the Belarusian version of McDonald's, McBuy, is located on the ground floor. People say that now the meals there are even tastier than before, and there are new positions which are oriented exactly to the Belarusian guest. Also, in this shopping center there is one of the most modern cinemas in Minsk. Note how clean it is here. There is no popcorn lying around, and it is just as clean in other cinemas in Belarus. Another unique shopping center in Minsk is called First Trade Center, or Перший Гандлёвый in Belarusian. It is just located next to the Dana Mall shopping center, which I will show you a little later. So, Перший Гандлёвый Center has a unique concept. Here the goods are divided by regions of Belarus. So it turns out that coming here, you can get to know goods that are produced in the whole of Belarus. I advise you to go to the various meat and dairy stores. Look at the beautiful seating area for customers, just like in a restaurant in one of the local pavilions. Also stop by the famous Krasny Pishevik store and be sure to buy chocolate-covered zephyr Babruski as a gift for your friends. It is insanely delicious and is often given on Belavia flights, our national airlines. There is also a cafe from Komarovka market and their famous Komarovka pies. Be sure to watch my video about this beautiful Soviet market later. The link will be in the description. And as promised, I'm showing you Dana Mall. It's next to the Pershi Ganlyovo Center, and it's right on the way out of city towards the airport, so you can stop by here just before you fly home. In general, this shopping center is very popular with the locals. During the New Year holidays, one of the most beautiful Christmas trees is set up here. Last year I was shooting here on New Year's Eve. The link to the video will be in the description. But in general, here you can find various brands, both foreign and Belarusian, but I would recommend to look at Mark Farmail. It's almost like a Turkish Elsivaykike, but Belarusian version. Well, if you want something extreme in Minsk, then let's stop by Palazzo shopping center. This is where the indoor skydiving is located. And in Belarus, it is much cheaper to enjoy this kind of entertainment than in the EU countries or in America, for example. Here you will pay from 130 Belarusian rubles for a 4-minute flight.
Let's party.
And probably the most popular shopping center in Minsk among tourists is Galleria. It is kind of a complex with a DoubleTree by Hilton hotel. There are always a lot of tourists and young people here. It is also the very center of the city. The nightlife of Minsk is also close by. And at the entrance to the shopping center, you are immediately greeted by the coffee house Bulachki. In English, it means pies, which is a Belarusian brand of coffee shops. We advise you to have a cup of good coffee here and support local business women. Also, be sure to visit the famous Russian brand of luxury home appliances Borg. By the way, in 2006, this brand was the general sponsor of the World Cup in Germany. iStore and DJI are also located here. And if you are planning a romantic date at home, be sure to visit a store Wine and Vino, selling rare wines and the famous Astrakhan Beluga caviar. You will pay 390 Belarusian rubles for 125 grams. Also, in the food court zone, there is a Turkish restaurant Ramiz with a beautiful view of the city, and there is also a barber shop here, which is popular among foreigners. And there is a good sporting goods store here called Sportmaster. And the last shopping center on our list is Arena City. I come here mainly for entertainment. There is go-karting and trampoline jumping here. For hockey fans and Dynamo fans, here you can buy t-shirts and cap with the Dynamo logo. By the way, Minsk Arena is very close to this shopping center as well. And for MMA fans, the best MMA team in Belarus trains here. Again, individual training in Belarus is much cheaper than in Schengen countries, so take your advantage of this opportunity while you're here in Minsk. And if you want to eat in the best restaurants in Minsk, then definitely check out this video on your screen.